Welcome to our third mission. When we last left off, Adam and Eve had committed sin. They had brought sin into the world. From then on, it only got worse. We begin our search for clues in Genesis 6 through 9. Let's start. Genesis 6, verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. God is holy and just, and cannot stand sin. He must destroy it. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So our main person is Noah. Now, we don't know the initial location where this takes place, but we do know that we eventually end up in the mountains of Ararat. Let's go and investigate on site. Are you ready, agents? Let's go. What you see in front of you is a large wooden ship. But let's find out exactly what this is. Is this God's plan to save Noah and his family? Let's come down to verse 15. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make of it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make in the ark to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. So let's start here. The odd measurement, the cubit. What is this? It's not something we commonly use today. In those times, it was the length of a man's elbow to his fingertip. That is the length of the cubit. And of course, that changes from man to man. However, there are a few common measurements that we know today. One is 17.5 inches, another 18, and another one 20.4. We're going to go with the best scenario and choose 20.4 as our assumption. Now, let's turn the cubits into inches. We take 300, that's the length, and multiply it by 20.4. Then we take that number and turn it into feet. So we divide the number of inches by 12. And we come to 510. For reference, the Wyoming, previously the largest wooden vessel ever built, was 450 feet. Noah's Ark beats that length, becoming the largest wooden vessel ever built. Now, God is going to provide a flood. He is going to bring a flood to wipe out humanity. Something that massive. Even a ship that big might be enough to help Noah survive. But there's more. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, and of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shalt come unto thee, to keep them alive. And take unto thee food of all that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for thee, food for thee and for them. So not only his own family, but 2 of every kind of animal, and the food for them. That's a lot of animals to put, even on such a big vessel. But remember, God did say every kind. So there are elephants, horses, hippos, But what if not every dog needed to be on the ark? What if not every cat needed to be on the ark? What if there were just 2 cats to provide all that we have today? It's possible. And then not all animals are as big as an elephant or a giraffe. Some are like a dog, a sheep. Some are even smaller, like frogs, bumblebees. There are many animals that require a small amount of space. It's possible that those animals could fit on the ark with Noah and his family. Now, we come to the flood itself. Chapter 7, verse 11. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the selfsame day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them, into the ark. And let's come down, verse 19. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered, and all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl and of cattle and of beast and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. All in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land, died. So we have here, remember the time. It was Noah's 600th year, 2nd month. Alright, now, the floods came, and we need to get out of here. We may not have to retreat all the way to HQ. Let me make a few adjustments. We have a little time. Okay, let's go. Let's get on that ark. The storm is still raging, but we're safe. All animals, all land animals, all humans died that were not on the ark. Of course, the fish can swim in the ocean and in the sea that is now one huge world. But Noah and his family and all the animals are safe on board. So this started in the 2nd month, Noah's 600th year. Let's continue to chapter 8 and find out how they survived through it. Let's go to chapter 8, verse 3. And the waters returned from off the face of the earth continually, and after the end of the 150 days the waters were abated. So abated means to retreat, to go down. The waters didn't come up anymore, but after 150 days they started to go down. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. There's our location. Mountains of Ararat. Now we're at the 7th month. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. And he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Also he sent forth a dove from him, to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. So Noah, once he saw the mountaintops, once he saw that the storm had stopped, and there were mountaintops, there were pieces of land, he released a raven and a dove. The raven continued out, and it says it continued until the waters were dried up from off the earth. It never came back, but the dove did. It could not last long enough and find rest, so it came back. What happens? There's no more rain, but they still need food to survive. It's already been, this is the 10th month now. From the 2nd month to the 10th, that's 8 months. they have been on this ark. And he stayed yet other 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark, and the dove came in to him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. So what happens? What is the significance of an olive leaf? It is usually the symbol of peace. An olive leaf is a symbol that from all the chaos and sin, the earth finally has peace. And not only that, new life. Plants are starting to grow again. Now they still need the waters to go down low enough, but there is plant life again. Let us go to verse 14. And in the 2nd month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. We're back around to the 2nd month. Noah started in his 600th year, the 2nd month. This is a whole year on the ark before they got off. And God spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. So all of them finally get off the ark and to make a life for themselves on the earth, on the ground. But what about this event ever happening again? I don't think the earth is quite as full of sin as it was in those days. But could this event happen again? Let's see, in chapter 9, verse 13. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. So we have here a promise. That bow in the clouds. What bow is in the clouds? The rainbow. That is a sign, God's token, that he will never again use waters to destroy all flesh. While there may be some other event coming, we won't experience another worldwide flood. I do believe we have finished our mission. Well done, agents. Let us return to the HQ and recap on what we've learned. From what we have learned, who was our person of interest? Noah. That's right. And where did we end up? Where is the location, the main location that we know? The mountains of Ararat, or simply Ararat. And what was this event? What happened? Simply put, a worldwide flood. And this will fortunately never happen again. Good work today, agents. Mark that gray box for a mission accomplished. And until next time, farewell.